Good evening, my fellow gamers. Wobble here, yours truly, as per usual. It's been a little over a year since we last visited Cities Skylines 2, and now that they have finally released a long-awaited Bridges and Boats DLC, I thought it would be the perfect time to drop in and cause chaos and other obscure events. I mean, govern in a precise, timely and respectful manner. Of course. The DLC added these funky little ferry boats that work about as well as one could expect. Oh my god. Regardless of their minor flaws that I'm sure won't cause any issues at all, I thought a city that would fit this aquatic theme update perfectly would be built on islands. My ingenious plan includes 3 separate islands, each housing the industry, shops and housing respectively. A ferry line would be set up between each island and the mainland to ensure freedom of movement and an accessible, prosperous life for our citizens. So come along and join us on today's adventure, where we will see if we can grow our little settlement to a bustling island metropolis, or set up a chain reaction of misfortunes due to both my insufficient planning and propensity to make disastrous choices leading to the eventual collapse of an entire society. Believe me, it's a lovely time here in Cities Skylines 2. We found ourselves in this quaint little peninsula and for starters expanded the road all the way to the ocean. This is where we would be placing our makeshift paradise. As stated, I made 3 little islands, ready to house all of our needs. Cause it would still be a while until we'd unlock the ferries, so until then, a bridge had to suffice. So far, all looked unusually normal, albeit a little barren. Regardless, our first subjects, citizens, started rolling. The first baby steps to building a functional human society are usually rather boring, such as zoning, infrastructure, and the glorious floating poop machine. I did replace all the roads in the housing part of town with walkways though. Peace and quiet, for once, if you would believe it, you shouldn't, was our motto when designing this safe haven. With the addition of these here solar power plants, I leveled up our city to level 4, which allowed us access to mass transportation, including the ferries. As it was all very new to me at the time, I fucked around with them for a bit until I found a lovely working design and could isolate our desolate poor souls to the forbidden island of horrors. And just like that, fast, comfortable and most of all affordable ferry traffic was on. Nobody would even dream of having a car anymore. We had something way cooler. These lovely boats would go to a stop at mainland, pick up passengers, dock at our island, and... invert gravity, I suppose. On the other side, however, traffic was starting to pile up. I mean, nobody could bring their car to the island, and parking spaces were very few and far in between. I, as a totally competent leader, took inspiration from the American playbook on efficient land usage and constructed a moderately sized parking lot. Now, things would definitely work so smoothly. All was going pretty well. Our town was flourishing in prosperity. Lots of new folks had moved in, larger houses had been built, parking was filling up so nicely. But these ferries, as great as they were, this behavior, it was very interesting, I must say. Let us test a little hypothesis. If these people can levitate up this small amount, surely they can also scale this large mountain. Through some horrific finagling, I got this top all the way up to the top. Even built a lovely 80-degree walkable path down to the city. Man, I gotta tell you, there must be something in the water here. Oh, how I wish I could fly too. Anyway, here comes our first ferry. Let's see how they will handle this. What? Where did it go? Oh. And continuing on like nothing ever happened. You know, this isn't exactly what I had... Wait, are they walking backwards? Hey, you stop that, those are innocent people. Oh, this is way better than I imagined. Actual space age technology, I gotta tell you, that's crazy. Well, you know, since it works, we continued expanding. There's always gonna be someone who wants a special yard. Sure, one house here and what the fuck? Lovely. I expanded our island of polygonal horrors a bit outward since we were running out of space. And the parking lots were a good indicator of that. I wonder what sort of incentives does anyone have to move to this town. Well, regardless of any of that, let's set up a little reminder that this is indeed the last chance to turn around. Yummers. Should have brought an umbrella. Glad to see that the ferries are not bothered by this. Much at least. Despite these awful assemblies, the population to our prosperous megalopolis was still growing. I set up luxurious studio condos in a beautiful old brick building, up to the top of the mountain. Too bad, however, that this made the stretchy textures even stretchier. What even is that? Still, you know, there was something this town was missing. A legacy. A namesake. A monument. And I know just the divine piece of architecture to fill that place. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the patented and tested, loved and never contested, volcano. A classic, really. It's so magnificent, and slowly but surely filling up. But hey, this town was made around water vehicles. Surely we can't let this shitty opportunity go to waste. Ho, clever, I know. Well, glad to see they behave like usual. Or perhaps worse, I can't really figure it out. Ah, what a scenic view, right? I love this game, you can always be so proud of your creations. Well, it's getting pretty late, I'm gonna go head to bed, see you guys in the morning. Ah, I see. The population has almost doubled, that's a good sign. How do water collectors even accumulate trash? Just dump it back in the water. Indeed, overnight our city had grown quite a bit. As a side effect of that, however, a billion problems had fired up. Trash and crime everywhere, unemployment and sickness. So in other words, very good. At least by our usual standards. But I had this ominous feeling. There was a funky, stinky, uneasy atmosphere across town. It was quiet. Even the ferries, once so joyous, had disappeared, like birds of prey into the night. Something was off. That's when I took a closer look into her ominous local attraction entity, the poop volcano. It was filling up, and fast. I suppose 12 hours of in real life time had translated to millions upon millions of liters of human waste. That now begged to be released free. And who am I, a mere mortal man, to deny the will of the almighty poop volcano? In no time, the poop tsunami wiped out our entire population. Somehow it even reached over to the next islands. We were left but with a faint sign of what once was. And an absolutely choppy frame rate, from what I can only suspect coming from the game trying to calculate all the people losing their homes. And lives, probably. Whoops. Well, in my eyes that looks pretty damn optimal for Utopia. God, I am good. Thank you so much for sticking along to the end, this was a boatload of fun and I hope you liked it. As always, like and subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comment section, it's always great to hear from you guys. In any case, from now on I do also hope for better frames even in unexpected situations thanks to my upgraded PC. But that, however, remains to be seen in our next adventure. I've been Wobble, take care.